course, we know that seizures of fentanyl in particular this year are up and are fueling a devastating death toll in drug overdoses in this country. They are at an all-time high. More than 200 people die every day in the United States. Well, tonight we're focusing on what happens to many of those fentanyl pills once they cross the border and get into dealers' hands. More and more criminals are turning to social media apps to sell counterfeit prescription pills. It is frighteningly easy to go online and find your drug of choice, often with fentanyl in them. Earlier, I spoke with investigative journalist Sam Quinones. He is the author of The Least of Us, about how kids are buying fentanyl on social media. Sam, you write in the book about a phenomenon of kids finding what they think are Percocet. I mean, we have teenagers who have back issues, sports injuries, who want a pain pill. And they go onto, like, TikTok to find a pill, which turns out to be a counterfeit containing methamphetamine, containing fentanyl in many cases. How do kids use social media to find drugs?
Well, I think this began really as a function of the amount of supply they're able to produce down in Mexico. Dealers in the United States began to realize, I think especially during the COVID years, that they could reach a new market over with cell phones. Those were oftentimes young people who couldn't leave their house because of COVID, and they began to market it to those kids. And so these kids are seeing these menus, sometimes very colorful, looking almost like ice cream truck menus, saying we've got this, we got that, and nobody ever says these are all containing fentanyl. They're colorful pills. They're thinking this is a Xanax bar, this is a Percocet, what have you.
Well, I don't understand why there aren't congressional hearings on this. I mean, kids are dying because they're buying pills on these social media apps, and the social media apps aren't doing enough, certainly, or anything in some cases, to crack down on this.
I think you're finding groups of parents that are urging the same thing. I was at a protest in front of Snapchat about a year and a half ago, with parents holding signs saying Snapchat is complicit in my son's murder. Most of those deaths, I should say, were from the COVID years, 2020 and the first part of 2021. Again, not a coincidence. This is something that really grew up during the COVID years, the year and a half or so, and was kind of a response to the pressures and the tension, the anxiety a lot of kids were feeling.
Sam, just out of curiosity, do we have any idea how many of these, pills, these counterfeit pills, counterfeit Percocet, counterfeit Xanax, Valium, are tainted with fentanyl?
Well, no, but we're to a point now where you cannot trust anything that you don't get from a pharmacist yourself in a pharmacy bottle to contain. To be a legitimate drug. It must come from a pharmacist now. Nothing else matters. Not a pill from your best friend or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. It's all kind of suspect now, and that's what fentanyl has done. It's created a situation in which you can't trust any drug not to contain it, and the quantities are such that what you're most likely seeing if you're buying drugs on the street are just most likely going to have fentanyl in it in some way or another.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.